by the genuine population. The path we must take for a major alteration, extreme consumption to wise moderation.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Juan Gonzalez. We go now to Japan, to a photojournalist there, Tetsuo Jimbo, who's been working in Miyagi Prefecture, one of the areas hardest hit by the tsunami. Welcome to Democracy Now! Tetsuo Jimbo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to Democracy Now!
Thank you.
Can you tell us what you're seeing in the areas that you've been covering the past few days?
Okay, I was about the Rikuzen-Takata city and Kesenuma city, both in northern Japan, north of Miyagi Prefecture. And basically what I saw was just a total destruction, especially the Rikuzen-Takata city. It's a city with a population of about 20,000, but the whole city is basically wiped out. There's hardly any houses left, and still about half the population of the city is still missing.
And what kind of efforts has the government been able to reach the population that is now homeless with sufficient supplies? What kind of government presence do you find there?
Well, still the government is in the process of, searching for possible survivors, though the hope is getting, more and more slim. But they're still searching for survivors. And at the same time, they're trying to remove the debris that the tsunami has carried into the city. Tons of debris. But because the streets are all covered by debris, so they have to start with clearing the street first, and then go into the sort of a city area. But right now, it appears that it's going to take not weeks or not months, but even years to clear all the debris that the tsunami has carried into the city.
And how has what's been going on in the nuclear power plants, the disaster there, affected the ability of the government to provide sufficient assistance in the emergency to the population that's been affected by the tsunami?
Well, that's very clear. The government is overwhelmed to respond to what's happening, to the series of unexpected events surrounding the nuclear reactor. So they don't have enough personnel to devote to respond to the relief effort or rescue effort, and also media attention is more focused on the nuclear reactor than the tsunami disaster. So I think it is hampering the government's ability and the public attention to the issue of a tsunami and the people affected by it.
Have any of the basic services, electricity, water, been restored in any part of the areas that you've been in?
Not yet. Right after the earthquake, majority of the northern Japan was out of power for some time. And most of the major cities have recovered the power. But the area I've been to, Kesenuma and the Rikuzen-Takata, still completely out of power, out of water, and almost the entire population is spending in the refugee camp right now.
And the conditions in the shelters for the homeless and the refugee camps, how are they?
Mm-hmm. Still very severe. They're mostly put in the gymnasiums of junior high schools and elementary schools. In one shelter, there were about 500 people sleeping on the floor of the gymnasium. There's only two very small gasoline stoves to heat up the room. So the room was very cold. They have at least they have water now, but only food they have access to is some bread and rice bowl, and they've been eating the same food in the past 5-6 days. And most of the people there are elders, so it is getting very tough on them, on their health.